Oh, hi. I say hi. I don't know if anyone here. I don't know if anyone's interested in this. I have no clue. I might be here on my own. Who knows? Well, hi, Druid. I'd like to quote that guy from Guardians of the Galaxy. I'm not alone. Wadib, hello. So I figured I'd take you guys along for the for some translation stuff today. Wouldn't that be fun? Uh, Then you can kind of see what it is I do every day when I'm not hanging out with you guys. I just need to find where I put the thing. I don't know what that is. There are no determinatives there, Druid. I have no idea what you wrote. Sounds fun. Okay. Uh, Egyptian hieroglyphs are very dependent uh, on determinatives or classifiers, as they're called now. I still call them determinatives. I'm just going to pull up some stuff and then we'll get to it. Let's see. Hi, Sammy. All right. Okay, so let's see. Right. Ta-da! Oh, wait, I'm in the wrong place. Ta-da! This is what we have. This is a legal document. It's a will, actually, of a lady called Nuanacht. And we're gonna see what it says. Exciting. Exciting. It's already 8:30, so let's get to it. Also, I've finalized the design for Burke's plaque. So probably not tomorrow, but maybe Friday we'll make that. Which is good. Because I need the money. So I'm gonna go get a drink and we're gonna get to it here. Looks like my handwriting. Well, this is handwritten. It is handwritten. You can see that if you zoom in here, these don't look the same. This is I. Well, it's a Y when there are two of them, but yeah. So it is handwritten. Very sure it's my doctor's handwriting. I mean, possibly. Was your doctor Czech? Name is Mayette, so no then. Close. I went for groceries and there was very, very cheap candy. So I treated myself. And it was a lot of cheap groceries. Which is also why I'm drinking water. It's free. Is there a hieroglyph for doctor? There's not a hieroglyph for doctor, but I bet you there is a word for it. So hieroglyphs are syllabic, which means it's a syllable, or a letter. So this is very common. I'll show you guys. It says this snake here, and then the hand. So these are fairly close because they're both D, or written as D. But this is written as D with a line under it, because it's DJ, actually. It's J. So this is Jed. So this is Jedit, Jedst. But it's actually Jed, because this thing is just filler, doesn't do anything. Jed Seti. Jed Set Ir. I don't know what that's supposed to be. G. Yeah, probably Gek. And this kneeling chappy here is sometimes it's pronounced as I, but only when it's talking about me, I. Otherwise, you don't pronounce it at all. It's a determinative, which means it gives meaning to the preceding bit. Not everything has determinatives. But for example, if you have the word depet, it means boat, but then you have depet and then a picture of a boat. But depet can also mean, what else? It's something else, and then it has another determinative. I can't remember the other meaning of depet, but it's spelt the same. It's just a different determinative. So if you don't have the determinative, you don't know if it's boat or something else. So what we have here is Jedes. And that T makes it feminine. So it's Jedeset. Jedes et. Ir. Gek. I. This is the popular scarab, which we see all over the place, which is pronounced Chepper. So that is just that hand is just a D, but this scarab is Chepper. So, as I said, it's syllabic, so it can mean many things, or, not so much. So this is Ta, means land. And this is 2 slashes, usually denoting dual, which is like a pair of something. So in English, you have singular and plural. In Egyptian, you have singular, dual, and plural, like things that naturally come in pairs, like eyes and ears and legs and stuff like that. They're written dual. So this is Ta, We. So it's the 2 lands. Usually. Not always, but Tawi is 2 lands, which is like Neb Tawi, which is Lord of the 2 lands, which is a pharaonic title, sort of a thing. I keep avoiding the candy aisle, lost my cravings, so that's nice. That is nice. Upper and Lower Egypt, yep. Exactly. Now, the thing to remember also is that Upper Egypt is actually the southern bits, and Lower Egypt is the northern bits, because it's the way the Nile flows. So it's upstream and downstream. So it's always going... Oh yeah, no, it's the other way around. Here we go. This is a fantastic word. So this here is a picture of a house. So it's, if you look at it from above, it's Tawi is the river going into Swansea. Oh, there you go. So this is a house, or the outline of a house. And this bird is the royal falcon. So this is actually, this bit here is Per-A, which is the origin. So Per-A means great house. Per is house, A is big or great or something. So Per-A is great house, and that is the origin of the word pharaoh. So Parao, and that became pharaoh. What is the first land of the 2? There isn't a first one. There isn't a first one or the second one. There's just 2 of them. Also, you have to remember that it's not split in the middle. So Lower Egypt is pretty much the delta. And then Upper Egypt is everything else. So is that pharaoh or is that royal houses equals? No. So the word pharaoh comes from the Egyptian word for great house, is what I'm saying. The split is very uneven, yes. So you get Per-A and then royalty determinative. And these 3 lines is what used to be written as Ankh, Wedja, Seneb. Ankh is, the Ankh. Everyone knows what the Ankh looks like. Wedja, which looks like a sort of a fire sort of a thing. And Seneb, which is a folded over piece of cloth. And that means life, prosperity, health. But as it stands there in the hieroglyph, oh yeah, no, in here it means king or pharaoh. So here it means the pharaoh. Live, laugh, love. Well, the royal equivalent of live, laugh, love. So it, but by the stage, but by the time we get to late Egyptian, they're so bored, I think, with writing LPH after everything, which is life, prosperity, health. So they just do 3 slashes. So everyone knows that this is supposed to be an Ankh, this is supposed to be Wedja, and that's supposed to be Seneb. But it's actually just 3 slashes. They can't even be bothered to write them out. But yeah. Also, this one is written from right to left, which is not standard. There isn't a standard. Right to left or left to right, doesn't matter. You get both. You just, the way to tell is if everything's like bird, 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 person, person, bird, person, person, everything's facing right, then you read from the right towards the animals and the birds and everything. And this is how you count. That's 8. It's a very complicated counting system. This is the determinative for an old person. It's a person with a stick bent over. It's not really more complicated than that usually. Yeah, I guess it's an abbreviation. Yeah, boomer. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, or Imp Og PM. Yeah, instead of Imperius Augustus Pontificus Maximus. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Not much has changed in 3,500 years. No, true. I wonder what the era is for Nuanacht. Don't know. So I think this looks like Gardner's writing, not the Czech guy. The Czech guy basically is the guy who translated it, but this is written by Gardner. Certainly looks like it. So I have found the original book it's written in, because sometimes these aren't, like we're starting on column 2, and sometimes you get context and stuff from column 1. Now we're strictly supposed to translate it, but sometimes I go like, but I want to know the whole story. So rather than going from column 2 to column 4, I might want to read 1 and 3. So the Greeks never got lazy, as they pretty much did not do the abbreviation inscriptions. Yeah. But also remember, I think Plato said that learning to write was a waste of time, because it would make for a lazy mind, because you could just read and write everything down rather than remembering it. Which I think is pretty odd attitude towards it. Or at least did for me. Yeah, absolutely. So we have, further down, we have the whole thing translated. Year 3, 4th month of inundation. So that would be like Renep 3, and then Per 4, blah, 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 blah. And this one is a very, very famous name. Amenacht. Who is the scribe of the king's tomb. So this paper is from Deir el-Medina, which is the village of the people who worked in the Valley of the Kings. Sorry, I'm just flipping through the book here if I can find the original text. I don't know if this is the right book. I don't think it is. No. So it's not Late Egyptian Stories by Gardner. Nope, it is not. Shouldn't the dating system give you a rough date as it's based on translation? Looks like it's based on regnal. Yeah, but it's regnal and it resets with each pharaoh. And these people don't need to write the name of the pharaoh. This one does, but it writes it in the bit that isn't here. So this, she said, is where we start here, rather than year, blah, blah, blah. That stuff is in column 1, which isn't part of the translation, or isn't part of the text that we're supposed to translate. The last line has a little bit of text between 5 and 6. Yeah, Herr det. I don't know what that is. Enum? I don't know. But I suspect that this bit here should be that. So no. So also you see here it says sick. So the person who wrote this down knows it's wrong, but they wrote it down the way it is actually on the inscription or in the papyrus or whatever. This might and a correction from the scribe could be. We'll probably find out when we get there. But that's not a random question, Sam. It's a great question. Ow. But the beginning here, Jed S. She said. I think that's supposed to be Inik. So Jedes, Inik, Nemeh, and Ta. Yeah. Jedes, Inik, Nemeh, and Pa, Tawi, and Per-Aha. She said, Inik is I, dependent suffix pronoun. So she said, I am sort of a free person in the Pa is the. So I'm a free person in the two lands of the Pharaoh. Oh, you know, sick is used to denote the mystic. There you go then. Yeah, so that's pretty much it. Jedes, Inik. It actually says Irek, IRK here, Irek, but I think that's a mistake. Irek isn't a thing. Inik is a thing, but N is the wavy lines. This is an N. The mouth is an R. I have a dinner date tomorrow. So they've skipped. I think it's Jedi and then feminine. So Jedi, Jedes, Ir. That's not in. In is the fish. So Jedes, Ir. Yeah, I don't know what that's supposed to be. We'll look it up. So this is what it is. But yeah, it's if my Middle. By the way, the reason I'm struggling a bit is this is late Egyptian, which is very different from Middle Egyptian, which is what I know a lot better. So it's a little bit like taking someone from Shakespearean times and going, look, read the Daily Telegraph from 2026. It's going to be difficult for them because they're like, hey, it's the same language. Yeah, yes, it uses the same letters, which is uses the same hieroglyphs, but that's not necessarily the same thing. But yeah, so Jedes, Inik. So this is if nothing else is also the same. Jedes, Inik, neme, en pa tawi, en peraha. And then, of course, Ankwad Yasenib. Hi, Zillian. So she said, I am a free woman. Or a free person, but she specifies woman. So I am a free woman. Or free person. In the two lands of the Pharaoh. Life, prosperity, health. Iri. Iri es heper. So this is a phonetic complement. So this isn't pronounced. So this ends in an R. And that R written out is actually the same one. So you don't say heper er. You just say heper. I am not a number. I am a free man. But if we are doing this, I'm going to need... Miguanfa needs something from Moonshan, you know. It was laundry day today. And as I was coming up, my neighbor was going downstairs with some furniture. And I helped her. Just, you know, because I was there. And she came by with the lovely strawberries. As a thank you. Yes, please. Very nice. Very, very nice. And they're still in the fridge because they're better cold. Especially this time of year. Yeah, so also they're like that size. Because they're Spanish. Spanish strawberries. Okay. Second line. Ir, where the I is ir, which is super easy to remember because you can see the iris. So it's ir, as in iris. That squiggle doesn't do anything. Iri, I. S, heper. That doesn't do anything. So iri, seheper. So this thing here, this is fun. This lying down thing, it can be is. It's a picture of a papyrus scroll. But more interestingly, it denotes an abstract concept. So if you have like so here it's used for seheper or esheper, which is sort of to raise or bring up like children, which is sufficiently abstract that they mark it with a papyrus scroll. And it's a plural because she had multiple children. So let's see. Hang on, do it from here. S pepper. And then include that. Pa. So this is pa, but that's also a phonetic complement. Same with the R we had earlier. So pa, ah, but it's a repetition, so it's just pa, which is this. Or in this case, it's got the double dashes to it, so it's actually these. Yeah, to raise something and to lift it, I don't think that would. Yeah, that wouldn't have the abstract. That would not have the abstract. That's a very good comparison or example. Yeah, no, lift to lift something would not have the abstract, but to raise children as opposed to raise something up does. Cool. Yeah, no, that's great. So pa and then 8. This is 10, which is sort of them. It's actually 10 because it's plural, but whatever. I'm gonna pull up my old files because I can't remember that one off the top of my head. There we go. See, this is the problem with Egyptians. They love their fucking birds, man. So these ones up here are one letter. And then these are 2 letters. And then these, except the bottom right one, are 3. And then there's one ima, which is the only one with 4. But yeah, if we look at birds, I don't think there's any 3. No. Cha, gem, sa. Oh yeah, 2 different for sa. So cha, gem, sa, wer, ak, pa, nech, ba, ach are all fucking birds. And seeing the difference between this guy and this guy, when someone's tried to copy it, not the easiest. It's ornithology exercise. Yeah, ornithology exercise with like an ancient, sometimes broken, like one of those pirate monoculars ads. But I think the one we had was Ak. Yeah, so that's Ak. Ak-E. And the reason I think it's Ak is this thing underneath it is a K. So it would be Ak, and that would be a phonetic complement. Because otherwise it would be Sak-E. Although, it might actually be Sa. Okay, I'm going to show you guys another thing I have. Hey! So this is Middle Egyptian, but it's the best thing we have because there is not one of these concise dictionary ones for Late Egyptian, unfortunately. And then we search for children. So you could read it as mesu, which is children. Mes is child. Mesu makes children. But okay. So let's search for oh yeah, also it's not A, B, C, D, E in that order. No. That would be far too easy. So the Egyptian alphabet starts with A. That's nice. And then it moves on to I. And then goes back to A, but a different A, but it's still A. So AIA, because, you know, that makes sense. Oh, here's another example of the determinatives that I talked about. So track or trace is it's an action that is in movement, so it has the legs determinative. Here we go. Let's see, this here, this, oh no. This thing here is actually a scribe's stylus and ink pot, so that's sesh, which means scribe. Ah, here we have which is great, and then abstract. Here we go. Greatness. Oh, and this is Apep, the serpent demon, which is the snake god, which in modern films and stuff is they usually use the Greek name for Apophis, but it's the same guy. If I recall correctly, the word alphabet refers to order of the first letters, how they sounded in the Phoenician alphabet. Yeah, alpha beta. Yep. All right, I was gonna look up one thing. Let's just do it this way. Boat. Oh, ship. Sorry. So here you have dipit, which is as the boat determinative. That's a solar bark. So DPT, dipit, and then this is read from left to right, obviously. Dipit, and then a picture of a boat. So, oh, it's a ship. This has dipit, and then a tongue and a person with his hand to his mouth, and is taste. But if you just took dipit, it's the same. So it's just the determinative. This has double determinative, obviously. It's just the determinative that actually changed the thing. So what do I write to order 3 double cheeses at McDonald's? I don't know. Oh, also, dipit can be loins as well, apparently. Ah, here we go. So the T is a feminine ending. So the ship is feminine, the word. But if you pluralize it, the plural comes before the feminine ending. So, hang on. So, depet for ship. But if it's more than one, then you add the W, which is the pluralization, but you add it before the T. So it doesn't become depet u, it becomes dep ut, and then Nesu is king. So ships of the king. So king's ships. Also, if you wanted this to be ships rather than ship, you wouldn't add a W anywhere. You'd add the 3 lines under the ship, and that is pronounced as a W in Middle Egyptian. So then you'd write depet, and then you'd see this with the 3 lines under it, meaning plural, and then you're like, oh, deput. So you go dep ut. It's a little odd. Depet, nature, sacred bark. If you want to be super picky, nature is God, so it's a godly. Or it's not even that. It's God's bark, but in sacred as is roughly. Yeah, it just means plural. Just means many. it can mean two as well. So the plural strokes can mean two. It's just that ships, for example, don't naturally come in pairs, so they don't get a dual. But if you were to write ships, meaning two, you'd still write it with the three strokes for plural. Only things that have only things that are naturally in pairs get the dual form. Yes, exactly. So you would do, 8 strokes debut, then like eight ships. Three lines of cheeseburgers into my face. Thanks, bird hand face. Yeah, so also what you can do to pluralize thing is just make the same sign 3 times. So if you wanted to write debut and didn't want to do the 3 lines, you could just make the boat determinative 3 times. And then people would go, oh, it's plural. So let's see, let's have a pharaoh. As an example, Benkaure. Menkaure. So let's see, do we have his cartouche somewhere? Ah, here we go. So this is a... Oh, here you have Ankh Wadja Senep. Actually, it's Ankh Wadja Senep, but whatever. So this is Menkaure. The Ra is the sun, which is written first because of something called honorific transposition. So the god's name comes first. Wherever it's supposed to be in the word, you put it first because it's important. So Ra, Men, Ka. Ramen Ka is, if you read, actually it would say Ramen Kakaka is what it actually says if you read it sign by sign. But Ra isn't at the first, and it's Ray, really. It's not an A, but people have gotten stuck on that. So it's Men, which is this bit here. Men, Ka, but it's 3 of them, so it's plural, so it's Kau, Men, Kau, Ray. So men, Ka, and then 3 times, means plural. Men, adding the W, so men, Kau, and then the sun, Ray. Men, Kau, Ray. Cartouche. This says Nefer Neb something something. So this is a cylinder seal. Oh, we could zoom in even more so you guys can see even better. Men, Cow, Ray. Any questions? I'm gonna open this. I'm gonna open my helping documents on my other PC, so I don't have to keep flicking back and forth. There will be a quiz later. Exactly. Hi, introvert. Clay, yeah. Yep. No, it was an actual like seal that was used. But then also you have the benefit of being able to write from or read from right or left. It doesn't matter, because otherwise you'd have to invert it on the cylinder. But you don't have to if you can read from both directions. You just roll it out and then you read from the other direction. Handy. There we go. Nice. That means I'm twice as much illiterate in Egyptian than other languages I don't know. Yeah, I guess so. You can read Egyptian from both directions. Yeah. So this is written right to left, but the dictionary I showed you is written left to right. So these ones you read left to right. So the easiest way to tell is these things are facing left. You can't tell from this, but the bird and the usir and the person, they're facing left. Then you read from the left. If they were facing the other way, you read it from the other way. And there is a thing which is very easy to say in Swedish, but very difficult to say in English because they use the Greek word for it. Bostrofedon. Which is when they go right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left. So it doesn't go doop, doop. It doesn't go read, stop, read, stop. It goes read, stop, read, stop, read, stop, read. So it switches with every line. Why? Fuck you, that's why. That's the only reason. Oxplöjarskrift, which means ox harrowing script, I guess. Harrowing as in ox plowing script, because when you plow with an ox, you just go like this. So that's what they use. Yeah, in Dutch you have Bostrofedon and Ossenploegschrift. Ossenploegschrift. Yeah. But yeah, you have the same word as we do. Is actually the oldest inscriptions. Oh, like the oldest Greek inscriptions are Bostrofedon. Yeah, it's still a very annoying way of writing it. It's a very, very, very annoying way of writing it. All right. I ran out of chocolate. Not acceptable. People writing in Buster Farm must be good at Snake. Yeah, that makes sense. It's so weird now because you can scroll on like YouTube Shorts and all of a sudden you just see 5 people streaming in a row. Streaming what is essentially Snake. And thousands of people are watching. That's the only thing they're doing. What the fuck is the point of that? I don't get it. Since they're young as shit. Yeah. But we have, you know, Minecraft or whatever you want. I love Minecraft. I played Minecraft, I think early 2009. I played a lot of it back then, but it's been a few years now. I know quite a few people who would complain of brain overload if they were watching this and engaging in conversation. Fair. Never played Minecraft? Really? I mean, it's digital Legos for adults. For anyone, I would say I've played a lot of Minecraft. I would spend way too much money on the actual Lego. Yeah. So instead of buying Swedish, you're buying Danish. I get it. Nothing else mattered. Yeah. Pretty sure. Yeah, I think I played WoW in 2009. Not all of 2009. Anyway, I think I did. Right, let's get back to this. It's not super long. Let's see. Column. So we got 7 lines. 12, 2. So we got 23 lines. And for 1. Wait. Yeah. Plural there after you get the double after rech here. Well. In 2009, I was actually working on my Masters of Philosophy thesis. And get going with that. Nice. I would be more interested in a Master of Philology thesis. Yeah, so this I think is mesu. It's not written mesu. It's written, what did we say? Aki, akiu, but it's mesu. So we'll check the dictionary real quick. There are lots of names for children. Go figure. But I was thinking if it's so young children, for example, have a different determinative, but I don't see that here. Let's see. So when you're looking up things in the dictionary as well, it might just, if it says mesu in this, we might just have to go for mess. And because it's not listed as the pluralized form, so then we search for mess. Yeah, so mess can be child, and then mesu would be children. You can start freaking out about it when you realize that someone in chat is having an argument in linear B. Yeah, I would, first of all, I would ask where they got the font. I find philology interesting as an occasional intellectual exercise, but I could never do that as a job or a study. Yep. So let's see if we can find. No, I don't think that is Ak. This bird here. It's probably Ba. So it would be Buck. Buck is servant. Or can be servant, at least. Buck im is your servant, which you write at the end of letters, for example. Buck E. So it would be Buck E. I have raised these 8 children Dutch, that's why I take meds. Otherwise, I would not be able to do this. Are there any words where there is a radical change in meaning between the singular and plural form? I don't know. That's a good question. I can't think of one. Doctors? Doctor. So, problem perpetrator. You wrote a capital S, which isn't S, it's sh. So it's shunu. I think you wanted sunu. It's fine. I'll forgive you this time, but, for next time. Let's see. Buck E. For me, it's not bad enough to make meds a necessity, and the meds available at the time had a lot of side effects. So first choice was to try to handle it without meds. Yeah, same. Which is why I got meds at 35. You know. So this is G41. Yeah, Pa. I thought it was Pa, but it's not in my list. It is in my list, but it's listed as occasional variant. Oh, okay, so they can have wings up or one up and one down. It's still Pa. Kevin Brex, bye. Thanks for stopping by. Yeah, have fun. Good luck with work. Oh, also, I should be writing this down. Trying to recall everything sort of live at class, not ideal. You could just refer to your professor to the VOD. That would be hilarious. Sorry, but you're gonna have to check the VOD. Ads. We had built up a bit of a buffer, so that's why I delayed it. So back E 10 me or me. So the owl is an M. This is the owl. E. So let's see. She had 8 kids that survived. Either she was very lucky or she was pregnant a lot. Yeah, so it's not children, it's servants. Buck, as I said. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight. Yeah. And they all apparently survived. 3 workmen, 4 workmen, and 4 citoyen. I don't know what that means. I've never heard that word before. I don't know what a citoyen is. Oh, citizen, really? Yeah, no, it's they're the men are listed as workmen and the girls are listed as citizens then. So servants, so it's Baku. You can see the plural strokes there. So it's Bak, or rather Bak for servant, Baku servants. I have raised these 8 servants. Yours. 10. Isn't any Egyptian either a servant or slave of the pharaoh by the definition? No. A big difference between a slave and a non-slave. also, depending on when you read stuff, like if you read Old Kingdom, particularly grave inscriptions, it's all about the king did this for me, and I did this for the king. Everything they say to like commemorate their life, is what it was in relation to the pharaoh. That disappears later. Well, not disappears, but it changes. Like if you go into the intermediate periods where there was sort of less centralized or no centralized rule, it's more of a I helped the needy, I fed the poor, etc., etc. Servant is free Egyptian citizen, slave is a separate category. Yeah, yeah, I guess so, but servant wouldn't really work as a label for that. Subject, I think, is what we'd say. It's yeah, no, I wouldn't say servant. So I don't know if that me is anything. Also, I don't know what that smudge is. If that's a hieroglyph or that's a mistake, I have no idea. Which is what we were kind of spoiled with the. I'll show you guys what we had to work with sometimes in the. Rather than this. So sometimes we're just like, hey, here's a text. It's nicely written out with a program, so it's super easy to see. Hawk. Huck. What? Super easy. And then less so when all of a sudden, you know, this shit. Wee. Let's see. Harakit, was that? Yeah, so here we get, this is even worse than the stuff we have now. Raware? No. That's not it. But yeah, we were a little bit spoiled. Where it's like, hey, translate this, and it's all written out with lovely computer generated hieroglyphs, and you go, ah, I can see what it says here. Oh. I don't know, Dutch. I don't know if there was anything else. I mean, it was definitely like a hierarchy, social hierarchy, but I don't think status wise, I think it was just free and slave. I'm not sure though. Yeah, I don't know. Also, this is like written out by, well, probably Gardner, as I said, but it's the actual papyrus is not written in hieroglyphs. It's written in hieratic. Yeah, yeah, no, definitely. So Nuanak, this person, was probably married twice, uh, because she specifies that some of her children will take part of their father's uh, goods rather than my husband. I don't think... I don't think that me is anything. Yeah, I don't think her husband's dead. She is. She's divvying up the stuff. So this is not the first. This is not the first will we have seen. In Egypt, this is not the oldest one. But she is the mistress of the household, and she has quite a lot to say about everything. Her first husband is probably not alive. Her second husband is alive. But her... It also insinuates that the things that she got when her first husband died is not going to be inherited by her children from her second husband. So it's not saying that the possessions that she brought into her second marriage does not automatically now belong to her second husband. It's still hers. That she got from when her first husband died. Not saying that's definite, by the way, but that is the sort of impression I get, I guess. Far more progressive than Dutch marriage laws until the 1960s. I'm still concerned about this fucking thing. What is that R doing there? Because that bit is Inuk. What the hell is this thing doing here? Average women have very little power, but courtesans were another matter entirely. Yeah. You know what the funny thing about geishas is in Japan, or was? Originally, they were all men. Which is odd. I gotta refill my water bottle. All right, 1 second. Maybe you should make yourself a deer stalker rather than a pirate hat. Ooh. That might be cool. So what do we have? Jed S. It could be Jed S. Tyr. I don't think Tyr is a thing. No. Jed S. Inik Nemech en Tawi en Per Aa. She said, I am a free woman of the two lands of the Pharaoh. Iri Seheper Pa 8 Baku 10 Mi. Right. That Mi was the issue. So I think that might be mech. But written very strangely. Mech is basically, look. One thing that things like Shogun make clear is that the Willow world included men as well as women, and that men pillaging with men was not some hideous sin. This started changing when Christianity arrived, but never completely disappeared. Yep. Are we from? Oh, he moved. I'm reading. Also, be happy that I didn't look up Met on stream, because the hieroglyph for Met, or is it me? It's Met, isn't it? Yeah, Met. Is penis. It's a willy. So it does not read Met-E or penis-y. So the problem I have is it has a determinative. So this is complete bullshit. So that could be as well. But then I'm still concerned about me. To Google. Yeah, I don't. Not finding anything. So me, am I, is come, but it's then it has a movement determinative. This doesn't. So that's not it. So it could be me, but I don't think it's that either. No. And I can't find anything that's written that way. Like the imperative form come, that would be written me, but then this shouldn't be there. It would be a movement determinative. What about abstract to arrive, have decided? So this is nonsense. This is just filler, basically. They do that a lot in late Egyptian. There's a lot of fucking fillers. Like this stuff here, just filler. This stuff here, just filler. Doesn't do anything. So it's kind of weird that they spend time writing out the filler, but they don't spend time writing out life, prosperity, health. You would think that the filler would take more time. Now, there is me written sort of similar, but then this would be a me instead of just an M, which is like add the adverb likewise or accordingly. So could that be it? I have raised these 8 servants accordingly. Adds. Okay, it's time to cheat. I brought up these 8 servants of yours. And accordingly, I think, not and. Or didn't Sami mention something about that? No. Yeah. Henna is and. Could it? I mean, it could be ME with and then EE and then whatever this lot is. Hmm. Hmm. Oh, I know what it might be. It might be Imi. No. Yeah. So imi, there would be an I here, but they don't always write that. So it would be imi, like of mine. So I have raised these 8 servants of mine for you. These 8 servants of yours. I'll ask Sami. Imi, I am I. That's it. Or I am Y, actually. Jedes ir inik. Se ir is a proposition, or can be, as in as to. She said as to I am a free woman, blah blah blah. Yeah, but I think it's just Jedes inik. I think that is just trash. Jedes inik. Inik, actually. Jedes. Yeah, because otherwise it would be Jedes irinek. Inik. I think that's why it's sick here, because it's written out twice. Servants of your. Oh no, the servants of yours. Otherwise, the word order is wrong. So I don't think imi or me is anything here. All right, well, let's write that bit. Yeah, let's see. Kedes inik nemech en tawi en per aha. Aha. And then iri seheper pa 8 baku 10. And then we have, I'll write imi because I think that's what it is. Write it in parentheses and ask. Then we have iri en i her. Iri en sen. Iri and sen. I provided. Iri is gave essentially. N or iri is give, and makes it past tense. So I and sen is them. So I gave them. Wasn't hieratic a script that you could write rather quickly? Yep. It's a quick version of hieroglyphs essentially. So there was a standard version of hieratic from quite early. And then you have a stylized version of that. So you have hieroglyphs, and then hieratic, which is the stylized version, and then even simpler version of that, which is demotic. Iri en sen gereg per gereg per is like furniture, bits of the house essentially. But in this case, I think it's outfits. Let's see. Iri ani. Iri. No. It wouldn't be iri ensen. It would be iri ani. There is a sen here, though. Iri en sen gereg per ma het neben et tutu her iref. Demotic is later, yeah, but it's a further stylized version of hieratic. That's where it comes from. So if you compare hieratic and hieroglyphs, you can kind of like, okay, I can see what they're going for there. And then you can kind of do the same with demotic and hieratic, but going from demotic to hieroglyphs, very tricky. So this ensen to them. I gave to them. Iri any ensen. Ensen. Gereg per. No, the same. Very much the same. Same Egyptian. The Nile isn't that wide. There's a lot of water coming, but it's not super wide. Iriani and Sen. Gereg per. I gave to them house equipment or clothing, provision stuff. Sen, I'm thinking it's mech. Oh. There is mekat, but it's not quite. I mean, with graphic transposition, I could make it work, but I don't think it is right. Also, it would be mechat, not mekat. But then it would be I provided them with proper house equipment or proper outfits. I gave them an outfit of everything. Yeah, everything is het. That's oh yeah, that. That bit is actually just. It actually says het nebenet, but actually it's just neb. Everything. So let's see. Het nebenet. But actually just neb. Well, that was easy. And then tutu. It could be, yeah. That's true. Not the same thing. Let's see. Yeah, haha, I was right. Okay, so the me that I was confused about this, it's actually en chen imi. So it is imi. Chen mi. Haha. Haha, screw you. I win. So the first line is actually Jedes ir inek inek. And it's apparently a thing you do for official documents and stuff. So yeah. Yes, they will. 90-second ads. All right, so we've done that. Let's see, we've done... let's see. Do. I don't expect to finish this today, by the way. I have class starts at 1 tomorrow, so I'll get a bunch of work done, hopefully, before class tomorrow. I probably won't stream that, though. That'll be an odd time for me nowadays. Let's see. So that would just be neb. The tu her. I don't know what that is. So there is toot, and then more, there would be tutu. So it could be complete. Full or complete is toot. So if it's several, then it's several complete. Doesn't really work though. Ir-F. That's it's just outfit. That one is easy. The reason it's F is because Gereg per is masculine, so you get an F. F is masculine and T is feminine. L. So that's not it. Tutu her iref. I gave them house furniture or house stuff. Everything clothes or everything outfit. So I gave them Gerg per ma neb tutu herref. A million years into the into the sky is Ra, sun god, sealed and buried for all time. Yeah, we have had a look at that on stream, Finn. It was fun. James Spader as Daniel Jackson going, who translated this? And me going, never mind him. What are you doing? His isn't a lot better, I gotta tell you. I'll show you what I mean. It says gods. Yeah, exactly. That doesn't say time. It says renep. Renepet, which is years. But it's plural. So it's renep ut, actually. So it's renep, which is year, feminine ending, renepet. But it's plural because of the 3 strokes. So renep ut, but we'd say renepet anyway.
The translation of the inner track is wrong. Must have used Budge. I don't know why they keep reprinting his.
I agree. They must have used Budge. I don't know why they keep reprinting it. Because it's shit. The man had a fancy title. That's why they keep reprinting it.
Excuse me. What are we doing? We've used every
year. That's correct. Yeah. So he's asking, like, we've used every known technique.
Excuse me. What are we doing? We've used every known technique.
Except the one in the fucking, Egyptology 101, dipshit. I watched this movie again last weekend for the umpteenth time. Yeah, I mean, it's a good film, but the translation is not great.
It's a curious word to use, eh, Keve?
What are we doing? We've used every known technique.
It's a curious word to use, eh, Keve?
It says behu.
What are we doing? We
B-H-U.
We've used every known technique.
It's a curious word to use, eh, Keve?
Yeah.
Then an adverbial, sejimenef, sealed.
So sejimenef is a verb form, past tense. Sejum is here, N is past tense, F is masculine. So sejimenef is he heard, and it's the verb here is our like constant example, you can kind of say. So you have sejum, sejum F, sejum NF, sejum tifi, and it's every example has the verb here in it. That's correct. Yep. Mechemet, Mechemet, and that's the seal determinative. So Mechemet, NF. So he sealed was he. So he was sealed. Keres.
Excuse me.
It doesn't say buried.
What are you doing? Not coffin.
Keres is hang on a second here. Keres. Yeah, so keres is actually a stative, which means like being coffined. So coffin is correct, but they've written coffin as a noun, and it's a verb, to be coffined. So a stative verb, German has a stative verb, and in English you get stative verbs pretty much in church and nowhere else. Like Christ is come is a stative verb rather than Christ has come. That's a stative verb. So it's not sealed and buried, it's sealed and coffined. Yeah, I mean, it could be bury as well. Coffin might you, but with these determinatives, I mean, okay, I can go along with buried. Danny motherfucking Jackson, hi. Nice penguin. Are you trying to read the Stargate? No, we're criticizing his grammar. We're criticizing his grammar, Tina. So, this is what we were doing. we were translating a will of a lady called Nuanacht, and then someone brought up the Stargate, and we're like, oh, okay, let's do it again.
For all time.
So buried. So keres. Yes, but keres FN? No, keres NF. Do you refer to Jackson? He sucks. I have no idea why people keep using his book. Yeah, so they're talking about Budge, the author. I have one book by Budge, and it's the Book of the Dead. And I'm using the transliteration from Budge, but I will not use his translation because it sucks. It is actually shit. So Keres NF will forgive them. The that could be a graphic transposition. I don't know. I couldn't see what it says on the stone. Jedet ta yeah, for all time. Buried. Oh, actually, that might be right. If it's a stative buried, then it wouldn't be NF. It would be Keres F and yeah. No, I agree with that. That could work. For all time. Yep, that can work.
Who the hell translated this?
I did.
He should not have. He probably a doctor of Egyptology, right, or something. He should not have a fucking bachelor's degree. If you don't know what years is, which is the first fucking thing written in most papyrus or papyri, if you don't know how to write or read the word years as renepet, you shouldn't have a fucking doctorate. You shouldn't have a master's. You shouldn't have a bachelor's. You should have failed everything.
Well, this should read.
Yeah, say renepet. And the plural, but you don't pronounce it. It's, oh, yeah. He says year. It doesn't say year. It says years. These three strokes here makes it plural. You fucking numpty. So it's renepet years.
9 years into the sky is Ra, sun god, sealed and buried for all time. This left door to heaven is
Yeah, exactly. He's gone to the School of Hard Knocks, if anything. University of... Trust me, bruh.
Well, so why is the military so interested in 5,000-year-old Egyptian tablets?
See, and I hate this bit.
My report says 10,000.
Fuck you. You're a great actor. Fuck you. Not him particularly, the character. And whoever wrote that line in whatever. Whoever wrote that line for the film.
Says 10,000.
Fuck you. Fuck you, fuck you, fuck you. Oh yeah, no, trust me, brah. We actually had hieroglyphs 5,000 years earlier than everyone actually knows they ever invented. Oh, really? Cuneiform was still first, though. Oh, really? When was that? Oh, that was like 65,000 years. Fuck you.
Afternoon, Colonel. Form of hieratic, or maybe cuneiform.
It wouldn't be hieratic, would it? Because hieratic hasn't been invented yet, you dipshit.
Well, the translation of the inner track is wrong.
Yes.
Use Budge. I don't know why they keep reprinting his books.
Excuse
Daniel Jackson should know better.
me. What are we doing? We've
Years.
used every known technique.
It's a curious word to use, eh, Keve?
Million, yeah.
Then an adverbial, Sigimenev, sealed.
Asilian, you said there was a complete version of this somewhere, right? Like someone had actually written out the whole thing. Ah, found one. Well, and this one's written better. So... Right, can I get the picture of the full thing? Where is it? I was promised a full version of the Blackboard when I click this link. You lied to me, Google. You lied to me, Google. Oh, here's one. Hey, here we go. Years. Million years. It doesn't say Ra, sun god, by the way. Not anywhere in this do they use the word god. God is Netcher, and it looks... That looks like a flag. That's God, Netcher. It's not anywhere in here. So yeah, years, million. This is the sky, in sky. Pu Ra. That's a weird way of writing Ra, but okay. Pu Ra. Meet en. Oh, M iten. M aten. Okay, I get it. Yeah, so year, million, in sky. Pu is sort of this. This raw as Aten. Aten is the sun disk. So, and what did Daniel Jackson say?
It's not coffin. Sealed and buried for all time. Well, this should read, 1,000,000 years into the sky as Ra, sun god, sealed
Nope. 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 Nope.
buried for all time. It's not door to heaven. Is Stargate.
Okay, if it is Stargate, there is one thing I expect. Dua. Okay, there is a Dua. This star down here. That's a Dua. I like that. At least they have Dua. Which, my question then is, how the fuck did the guy say door to heaven? Ha! Sealed, buried, sealed and buried. Yeah, it's not for all time. It's like continuously, sort of. Es dua. Es duab. Sen. Seba. Dua. Rau F. Door. Oh shit, it's right here. Literal translation of the text. Oh, here we go. Years million in sky, this raw as Aten. Yeah. Aten being the sun disk up there. Sealed, buried enduringly and repeatedly. Okay, so on a continual basis, basically. Door his 2 stars. Sealed and buried for all time, which is not what it says. Raw sun god is not what it says. His Stargate. His door to the stars. I will accept that, but that does not mean Stargate. It's not the same fucking thing. Silly boy.
Well, so why is the military so great? Heaven into the sky as Ra, sun god, sealed and buried for all time. It's not door to heaven. Is
Why am I not surprised that you're a Stargate nerd? Why am I not surprised? Is there a glyph for gate? You know what the best thing is? I'm going to show you the hieroglyph for gate. I think it might be gates plural. I'm going to show it to you because it's really funny. Let's see, wrong book. Alan, here we go. I didn't know what it was at first, but then you look at it and you go, oh, that's silly. Let's see, where's it? Where is it? So the hieroglyphs are categorized. Do 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 do. Yeah, so door. There's one for door. I wonder if it's duplicated anywhere for. All right. I'll show you guys what it looks like. That's door. And now doors is a natural dual, right? Because they usually come in pairs if you have a double door thing. So you get it in dual, which means that we can do this, and then you do that. It's a pair of swinging fucking saloon doors. It looks so bad. So when you see this written in papyrus, you always go, there's a fucking saloon now? Oh, we're in a Western. Yeah. It looks very silly. So, I mean, usually you don't get them turned, but... It's still a pair of saloon doors. I don't care if you rotate it. It's still a pair of fucking saloon doors.
Well, so why is the military?
Well, I did make it thicker, Finn.
Year-old Egyptian tablets.
My report says 10,000.
Shut up.
Afternoon, Colonel.
Do I know you?
I'm Colonel Jack O'Neill from General West's office. I'll be taking over from now on.
It didn't even exist.
We know.
This figure 10,000 is ludicrous. I mean, Egyptian culture didn't even exist.
We know. But the sonic and radiocarbon tests are conclusive.
So, radiocarbon test only test like, it's not going to test the age of the fucking writing, is it? This is why you don't do radiocarbon test on stone. This is like the people say, shush. This is like the people who say, look, the Sphinx is so old, it can't possibly have been made by the Egyptians because the water damage on it shows that it has been flooded several times. Yeah, you know why? Because the stone has been there for fucking thousands and thousands of, maybe even millions of years. We don't know. They didn't drag the stone there. They didn't quarry the stone and make the... They carved the Sphinx out of the stone that was already fucking there. And that stone had water damage, among other things, erosion and stuff. Doesn't mean that it happened before they carved or after they carved it, you fucking numbskull. Did you hear that more Stargate is coming out? Is it good, though? They covered that in an episode. Of course they do.
Well, these are cover stones. Was there a tomb underneath?
Source, trust me, bro. We said this just before you came in.
me.
So the other guy that was translating before Daniel got here, that guy. We have agreed that his degree is from the University of Trust Me, bruh.
Well, the translation of the inner track is wrong.
Yes, it is, and so are you.
What are you doing? We've used every known
This was like the start of the internet era. No one could fact check shit. No, but they had a consulting Egyptologist on the film, and he wrote this. So, like, hey, if we write it like this is what it will say. No, it fucking doesn't. It's the equivalent of me going, I'm going to be the I don't even know. I'm going to be the consultant on a film and write things in Norse because I speak Swedish. No, hey, guess what? Doesn't work. 90-second ads. Please stick around. We'll keep making fun of Egyptologists on TV. Bye, Dutch. I say bonjour. I now speak French. I go to Canada to translate. Is that the... Yeah, it's a little bit like that. I don't know. You probably are on ads. I don't know if you have Turbo. But yeah, no, it's a lot like that. Bonjour. Oh, you know what it is? It's oh no, that's fair. No, it's it's Brad Pitt's character from Inglourious Bastards. Buongiorno. I speak Italian, and have that guy fucking translate for you. They're like, yeah, I mean, that's not great.
Doctor.
Doctor?
Doctor.
Doctor?
Doctor.
Doctor?
Doctor.
Doctor?
Doctor.
Doctor?
Doctor.
Doctor?
Doctor.
Doctor.
And doctor.
What? I don't know who Hella DeVole is, but thank you for gifting a sub to someone.
Technique.
It's a curious word to use, eh?
Oh, it was a random one. Oh, I got you.
Adverbial, Sigimenef, sealed.
It didn't say a community sub thing on
Excuse
my
me.
list.
What do you...
Oh, no, there it does. I just have the StreamerBot one open rather than...
Time?
rather than...
Who the hell translated this?
So basically that, for all time, you could also translate that as over and over and over and over and over and over. But not for all time.
Who the hell translated this?
Yeah, exactly.
I did.
Yeah, you're still number
Years into the
one.
sky is raw sun god.
No, it doesn't. It says raw sun disk, Aten sun disk.
Buried for all.
Stargate. Hieroglyphs. Let's see if there are... Oh, someone's just done the thing we did.
This is basically the hieroglyphs for Stargate at the Temple of Seti in Abydos. On either side of the doorway, there's Muhammad and I there on one of the tours, pointing at those hieroglyphs. So, yeah, there's a lot of different variations.
The first one we saw earlier, that was what I can call it the official title.
I had the most unrelenting girl crush on Daniel growing up, which is why I know so much about SG-1. I get that. I was embarrassingly old when I realized they had switched actors. I didn't follow SG-1 by any means. I watched some of it, and I watched the series, I think, before I saw the film. But Michael Shanks replacing James Spader as Daniel Jackson, I did not notice until I was well into my 20s. Late 20s.
Stargate. This is different. We can see a shape of a gate a little bit different from the previous one. It's more like 2D tunnel.
This is more of a pictogram rather than actually spelling the name out. I would say more of an illustration.
I watched Stargate the movie after SG-1, which is a shame. I watched the first episode of SG-1 and went, where the fuck is James Spader?
Exactly. This is now a picture. Yes, it's not a symbol. It's a picture.
If you look at the top line above,
Oh, and also,
Picture.
this, you can see here, this is not erosion. This is not erosion. This is iconoclasm, where they've deliberately removed. It's what you get in America now. People are tearing down statues of like slave owners and stuff. This is the same thing, iconoclasm. So they are getting rid of the image of old pharaohs and gods and stuff. And this also has the Khepr scarab on his head, which is the Khepr means form.
Yes, it's not a symbol. It's a picture.
if you
Yeah,
look at
so
the
you
top
have the same thing
line
there.
above, you actually see the star over the gate, right in the middle of that top line above each of the larger gates.
Exactly. They make this in case you like miss the meaning. So they tell you.
All right.
Look, the
This is-
Egyptians.
This is always fun. I'm not old, I'm seasoned. You're not old. You've gone up in level.
Talk about Stargates. Do they? Go to, where is it? Dendera. There's actually a couple places. There are
This guy is... I mean, I would be surprised if his IQ is up in double digits.
2 or 3 depictions of Stargates. That is the literal translation for it, showing a constellation
No, it's not the literal translation. It's the literal translation in a film, which is wrong, but I mean, you're not going to do any research.
with a gate, and it's a specific constellation, a couple of different types. There's pictures of Stargates from Dendera Temple, and this is all, redone from older versions of the same temple. But that is the translation of what's on the wall with the constellation and the gate, and it literally translates as Stargate.
No, it doesn't.
Okay, so we found it from a video from Trevor Grassi on YouTube. The video is titled Hieroglyphic Proof of Stargate Technology with Mohammed Ibrahim, Mike Rick Secker, and Trevor Grassi. So this is what we're looking at.
So it's like there's a glyph, you can see the star, and there's a gate. So again, Stargate. The French have the original, but this is
Yeah, that's not what it says. That is not what it says. Daniel Jackson realizes that the natives speak an ancient Egyptian dialect with corresponding vowels. It's just a couple of problems. We don't have any fucking vowels.
طب خريف؟
What?
طب خريف؟
Tep is the head, so it's on top of something. Heri is what is Heri as a word straight up? Let's see. I think it's just master. Yeah, so head, master, Heri, F. So his. So it's his superior.
طب خريف؟
Nidget?
ندى.
Why would it be a D and not a J? We have a separate letter for D. Why would you? I mean, okay, linguistic, what we refer to as verbal laziness, essentially. We're pronouncing it wrong. Lord. Actually, it's Lloyd. Pronouncing it. Neda. Nejet.
Teal.
Teal.
So it's the determinative is the mouth. So that's like taste or eat or speak or, in this case, assent.
Teal. Nature? Nacheru? Nacheru?
Nate. Naturu.
I have problems with this. All of a sudden, it's a double pluralization. We get two W's. It's from that. It's like, yeah.
Nature? Nacheru? Nacheru?
Nate. Naturu.
Nate? Naturu.
Yeah, so apparently W for pluralization now. Why? Yeah, fuck knows.
Nafi.
Nafi, nefer. Means good, but it also means like beautiful and stuff. So where does the R go?
Nafi.
That's an R. I'd like the R, please. Re. Re. There was an R. No one was using it. I made use of it. Re. Yeah, no, see, exactly, perpetrator. That's what I mean by vocal laziness, which is where ch becomes t and j becomes d. And we see this all over Egyptian because we have so long of Egyptian, like, evolution, essentially. So yeah, it's verbal laziness. There's still a U in armor, and there's one in honor, and there's one in color. We need a movie night now, yeah. I mean, it would be pretty cool to do like movie nights on the Discord with like Stargate or whatever. That'd be cool. Ooh, Karnak.
According to the Egyptological Convention, you have to add the vowels, and typically they'll use an E, so it's Sibba, it's a Sibba gate. So,
excuse me?
Star, all of this is, the dua is for connection or divine. Star gate.
So this is the Temple of Karnak.
Right. That guy has been watching Joe Rogan, I think. How do you know that it's not Sduab? S-Duab.
Connection or divine. Star.
So it's S-B, but he says it's Seb. It would be Seb, by the way, not Seba.
Gate.
So this is the Temple of Karnak in Egypt, which is...
According to the Egyptological Convention, you have to add the vowels, and typically they'll use an E, so it's Sibba.
It's Seb. But that, if that is a determinative, then you wouldn't connect the S and the B. So it's either Sdua or Sedwa. It could be Sedwab or Duab. S-Duab. But it cannot be Seb. because then you wouldn't connect the words. You have essentially a block in the middle in the shape of this.
So star, all of this is, the dua is for connection or divine. Stargate.
So this is
Generally, I'm not saying that's always the case. I'm gonna look up, let's see, Seb. Seb. Nope, there is no Seb with a fucking dua. Okay, let's do Sedwa. No, that's not a thing either. Wab? No, so it's probably S dua.
Temple of Karnak in Egypt, which is pretty incredible, and it is an absolute onion of a site with layers and layers of history and ancient tech marks and weird statues that give you buzzy energy. But there is something else.
Yeah, exactly. Asilian got it. It says years, not year. There's Sam, you're caught up. That's pretty much it.
Weird and mysterious at the site of
We're looking at people who can't read hieroglyphs pretend they can read
Here's
hieroglyphs.
the thing. This particular set of gates at Karnak have been damaged, and the stone has sort of decomposed, I want to say. It's sort of literally disintegrated from the inside out. And
It's almost like it's been outdoors for thousands of years.
In the way that it's formed and the way that it can be damaged, it's very difficult to damage granite.
According to the Egyptological
Wait, what?
From the inside out. And why that is weird is because granite, in the way that it's formed and the way that it can be damaged, it's very difficult to damage granite.
That's a stupid things to say. That's eons of corrosion, sweetie. No, I mean, not there, because that's at Karnak. So those are actually quarried pillars. Today I saw a picture on Reddit. Sphinx 1870 bearing sand up to its neck. I want to see that picture. Sphinx buried in sand. I don't want to see it from... that would be Akhet Khufu. Over here. That would be Wer Khafrei. And that off in the distance there would be Necheru Menkaure. Oh. Yeah, no, it's absolutely. It's real. And they also then discovered, when they cleared it out, the dream stela between the paws of the Sphinx. Very cool stuff. Dream stela not made at the same time. So the Sphinx is carved with the facial likeness of Khafre, the guy whose pyramid is behind it, the second largest one. That's his face. But the stela in between is Tutmosis, one of the Tuts, I think. Yeah, Tutmosis the Fourth is the guy. This guy actually made the stela, so that's a little bit later, like 1300 years later. I have a picture of me by the pyramid, Sammy. I was about 3 years old and I don't remember it. But yes, I have.
There is a fascinating hypothesis that the Dendera light, a peculiar
So that's not the Sphinx perpetrator. That is not the Sphinx. It's a cool picture of a Middle Kingdom, probably. Let's see. It doesn't specify. But yeah, I probably Middle Kingdom, I'd say. But yeah, not the Sphinx.
Hieroglyph that is located
Is
in
it
the
Ramesses?
temple could be a
It
representation
doesn't look like
of
Ramesses.
an ancient electrical device.
None of
The
them.
main image is found on freestone reliefs and shows a long pointed object surrounded by a bubble or bowl-like shape with a wire leading to a box where figures can be seen.
Yeah, it's not that it's a snake at all.
At the other end of the bowl is a lotus flower, and extending from this is a snake-like line. Some proponents of the ancient astronaut hypothesis suggest that this is a clear depiction of an electric light bulb, with the snake representing the filament, the lotus flower the socket, and the bubble the bulb itself.
That's fucking dumb. Hieroglyphic proof of Stargate technology. I detest all of you. This is the. I think this is the first intro, right, where before they even come and get Daniel Jackson.
There are symbols painted everywhere. Names, titles of owners, lists of offerings.
Every other major architectural structure at the time was covered with detailed hieroglyphics. When is the academic community going to accept the fact the pharaohs of the 4th dynasty did not build the Great Pyramid?
We know they did.
Look. Inside the pyramid, the most incredible structure ever erected, there are no writings whatsoever.
Yes, there are. There's graffiti from people building the pyramids, calling themselves like Khufu's bastards and stuff like that.
Dr. Jackson, you've left out the fact that Colonel Weiss discovered Quarryman's inscriptions of Khufu's name within the pyramid.
Well, his discovery was a fraud.
Well, I hope you can prove it.
Well, who do you think built the pyramids?
I don't have any idea who built them. I mean, that...
Men from Atlantis? Or Martians, perhaps?
I mean, that... Men from... Built them. The point is when they were built.
I mean, we all know new geological evidence dates the Sphinx back to a much... Everything we've come to fully developed writing system appeared in the first...
So he's written Khufu. That's a... Or it started. That's a...
You know, which... Almost as if it was based... That everybody...
You know that the burden of proof is on Jackson here, right? Oh, yes. And he doesn't have any because it's bullshit. But, I mean, funny intro to the film, I guess.
We'll be right back, folks. Okay, so we found it from a video from
Now imagine there's a civilization that comes up and it goes through thousands of years of structuring those legends and stories of technology that goes through just distortions and representations and symbolism, but it's just twisting all of these stories into this iconography and this complex symbolism that we then, I think, we go to a temple in Egypt that was made in the Ptolemaic era or whatever, and you see things on the wall. I think there's a great way to interpret some of those symbols and some of the paintings to,
as long as it fits his theory,
say that, well, is this actually an echo of something that was functional, or is an echo of technology?
We'll be right back.
Yeah, I don't know. Also, this guy is saying that, oh, look, but if first of all, if the stories were distorted over time, which does happen, mainly, it must be said, mainly in sort of verbal cultures rather than material cultures, because you see the writing that we have was written, back then, and it's still there. We can still read it. So that hasn't been distorted unless someone's been there with like plaster and changed the fucking writing. So there's one part of how the pyramids were built that we don't know. We don't know if it was a big ramp or one ramp that went around. That's it. That's it. Damie Lee. Damie Lee. Pyramids. Pyramids. Oh yeah, I love.
Did you guys hear that they found this?
I love Milo.
Under the pyramids? Because I can tell you confidently they absolutely did not find this under the pyramids. I'm sure y'all have also seen a bunch of these conspiracy accounts posting images like this, claiming that they just discovered these 8 2-kilometer-long structures hidden underneath the pyramids. But you know what you might not have seen? The actual data that they got. Are you guys ready for
Yeah. And then you're like, oh, I see. And then they went from that to this.
this? Is gonna blow your fucking mind.
Yep, that's what they had to go on. Hey, guess what? It's a desert. There are rocks around. Hasn't the rap thing been the accepted method for decades now? Oh, yeah. We just don't know if it was a ramp going straight out or following the curve. Or following the shape.
This, and they interpreted it as this. Are you fucking with me? This data was obtained using SAR technology.
Scientists shocked to discover that ancient Egypts were black.
Which is pretty much like doing an ultrasound from high Earth orbit. Then the researchers didn't bother to get anything published and just went straight to a press conference with the public, claiming that they found this. It's so wildly misleading that it's actually kind of hilarious. And I just made a video
Must be
talking
huge
about
superconductors,
how
exactly.
stupid this is over on YouTube. YouTube channel Mini Minute Man. Look at that, we just hit 2.5 million.
If you want someone who absolutely rips like conspiracy theorists and shit to pieces, watch Milo. He is fantastic. And he presents it in a very good way as well. He's very funny. Mini Minute Man 773. 773? 773. That guy. Well, that links to the shorts, but yeah. Go check him out. He's very cool if you haven't already. We were supposed to be doing something else, I remember. That fine disappeared real quick. Yeah. Anyway. I still had the picture of the silly doors. Silly doors on my other screen. Let's see. It is midnight. I'll have like maybe 3 hours tomorrow to work this through. That was fun. Yeah, but unfortunately not very productive. And I do need to pass my classes. Occasionally. Ads, by the way. I mean, I love this. That piece there. The only thing you need to read from this piece is the first sign. One, two, three, four, and if you count the stroke there, the stroke means it's a reference to the thing as an object. Like if it's next to a head, it says this, we mean head. We don't mean head. We don't mean the head hieroglyph. We mean head. So this entire thing is written out as Ankh and K. Ankh. 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 And it's pronounced Ankh. Ankh, Ankh, Ankh. Ankh Sunamun. Ankh Sun Amun. There's completely correct, perpetrator, except remove the T. I knew you were going to do Ankh, Ankh, Ankh. At least you recognize it. Oh yeah, no, it's an actual name. Ankh Sunamun. Let's see. Also, you would write it slightly differently, but that doesn't matter. Like that's the problem with just the name and not see it written out. It's difficult to tell. Do we have? Oh, actually, let's do that. Anksun Amur. Also, Anksunamun, the actual Anksunamun, wife of Tutankhamun, or the sister, or both? Yeah, both. From the yeah, but that the Tutankhamun's sister. was called Anxunamun. But she wasn't born as Anxunamun because her dad was Akhenaten. And Akhenaten did basically like I'm going to make everyone worship one god. Popularly, it's referred to as the first attempt to convert everyone to a monotheistic theology or belief system. Obviously, Egypt, loads of gods. And then Akhenaten were like, no. Everyone worship the Aten now, the sun disk. That's the only one you get to worship. All the other gods are false. Which is why Tutankhamun, which everyone knows, Nefertiti and Akhenaten's daughter, yep. Tutankhamun wasn't born as Tutankhamun. He was born as Tutankhaten, living image of the Aten, of the sun disk. And then he changed his name when he took over and went back to the old religious order and went, you know what? I'm going to change my name to Tutankhamun, so living image of Amun. So Tutankhamun or Tutankhaten. And in Akhenamun's case, it would be Anksen. See, the problem is you wouldn't just say Anxunamun wouldn't become Ankhenaten because the sun disk is a thing, so it would be Anksunpaaten for the sun disk. In the movie, it's Anksunamun, yeah, which is wrong. Yeah, so if Anxunamun before she changed the name would have been, unless they, I mean, I'm not perfect on this, but probably Anksunpaaten, the sun disk, or the Aten, which is the sun disk. Oh, that's even worse. It should be Ankh, Sunamun. But it is midnight, guys, so I'm gonna. I didn't get quite as much done as I was hoping. But I'm sure you had fun. Great hearing your critiques. I don't know. Anyway, thanks for the rant. It was fun and informative to watch. Whatever, it was definitely a rant. Definitely a rant. Anaxunamun.
the game. Yeah, well, as Quagus pointed out earlier, is doing.
Anaxunamun. Yeah, it's not a thing. Reconstructed pronunciation of Ankh, referring to life. That's a stupid... No. Ranked critique, that's science education stuff. Oh yeah, absolutely. Yes. I'll send you guys over the stats. Stats bloke. Oh. That's not how you spell raid. That's how you spell raid. Right. What the hell were you guys doing watching this? Yeah, I'll send you guys over to stats. He's doing Star Trek Voyager Across the Unknown. I don't know anything about that, except that it's Star Trek and it's Voyager. So, fingers crossed for Janeway. All right. I'll see you guys later. Thanks for hanging out. See you later. Bye!